Jokes that you're looking at.
So I was late to work today because of rush hour. Rush hour, more like slow hour. Slaving away, day in and day out at my job. You know what I do for my job? I'm a bunch of bugs underneath a drug addict's skin, getting scratched at. 50 hours a week. At least I get overtime. Before that, I was a plastic surgeon. One of my customers was an effigy of myself, so he paid for my plastic surgery. Sounds great, right? No. He lived in a full-screen movie. When it transferred to widescreen, it decapitated him. I was just a floating head for a year. Oh, come on. Ice cream cones are full of ice cream. Why are traffic cones full of traffic? So I got some hippie chick pregnant, and she said, this isn't an abortion, this is an outer baby experience. So the Statue of Liberty got fired for breaking prayer fossils. I steal the spots off of Drax and Dalmatians and sell them to polka dot sweatshops. Look at this audience, look at this guy over here. He's all like, I'm a chair with gills in space, and I can't breathe!
And then this girl over here, she's like, I'm a baseball, morphing into a school bus, girl. I'm not too fast, too fast. And this guy over here, he's all like, I'm a piece of bubblegum in a bubblegum factory being wrapped up in a wrapper. Oh, it's too tight, it's still practicing.
What's your name? Jerry! Where are you from? Ohio! What's it like over there? Grassy! When people see you, they say, oh, hi! Do they have basketball hoops in Iowa? Nah. Slam and oh wait, there's nothing to dunk this ball in. That's me. Iowa. Ohioans. Fucking Ohioans. Wait till learn how to grow some trees, then I'll talk. Not from the ground, anyone can do that, but say from the clouds, motherfucker. Do you hear about that drunken pilot? He blasted his plane into a tree! Holy shit! So, I quit chewing baby hymens. It's pretty easy. Everyone's like, how'd you quit chewing baby hymens? You know, you just don't do it. It's called willpower. I got a pet chimera, and I named it the Prophet Muhammad of the Muslim faith. I want to chew a baby hymen, I just take my pet chimera for a walk. You know, I don't need to chew a baby hymen, it's pretty easy.
I sweat doors, I open up doors, I see myself in there. Do you? And I look to yourself, Jesus and praying, he says, man, don't be fighting.
But I'm crying because my brother died of breast cancer. And he goes, breast cancer, that's chick shit. And then I used that depression to cut myself instead of eating baby hymens. So I used to live in the sewer. I was the guy that changed the stoplights. My skin was made out of rats and I had lizard binocular eyesight. All the kids that walked by would make fun of me, calling me an elevator murderer and a starfish extortionist. And I fell in love with a crosswalk lady. Everybody made fun of her too, calling her a diseased lollipop. And I really wanted to tell her how I felt about her, but we were both too scared to tell each other that we loved each other, so we both died alone. Am I right?
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? It's almost Halloween, so I'm gonna kill. I'm gonna drop you dead. You know, because this is how it goes, you know? This is how it goes, the Vincent Van Ghost of this. You know, am I right? Come on, give a round of applause. Come on. Oh, yeah. This is just how it is. Any married people here? Come on. All right, check it out. Check the mic. 1, 2. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. Come on. Turn it up. Get the fuck up. In a bit, it's gonna happen earlier than I said before. Just wait. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. 1, 2, check. 1. Turn it up. Come on. Open up your ears. Clean out your eyes. Come on. Do a twirl around. Do a jumping jack. Look at the person next to you and give them a little bit of a, like, not high five, but touch them a little bit, because it's gonna happen. Check, check, 1, 2. Come on, jump! Jump the fuck up, come on! Yeah? Fuck the stressful. It's gonna happen. Just do it. Stop talking and listen to what I'm saying, because it's gonna happen in a second. Just wait 2 more seconds from earlier from what I said. Come on! It's gonna happen. All right. Are you ready? Fuck it up. Here we go. Here we go. After I say, here we go. After one more time, after I say, are you ready? So are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 1, check. Here we go. When I was in Chicago, Illinois, I went to Colorado, and I went to this. On the way, we got hungry. I was in a car. It was a road trip. I went to this Christian-themed restaurant called the Garden of Eden. And the motto was, you can have it Yahweh. And all the signs said, exit doors. It was stupid. It was like, for real, it was separated. Old Testament, New Testament. And we sat in the New Testament just for the hell of it. And,
Hallelujah.
ooh, hallelujah, you heckler. And so my friend ordered the Levita crust pizza. And then my other friend he started bleeding out of the mouth. It was, for real, we're at this restaurant, and he had tons of blood coming out of his mouth. There was blood and blood and blood and blood and blood. He was choking on the nails inside of this croissant. And then I said to the waitress, let me speak to your manger. She said, I don't want to lose my job. I can't, but I would if I was able. As I got a cup of job, because I needed some caffeine, it turned out the restaurant didn't even exist. Jesus Christ, on the last day of his life was a cross-dresser. Fuck my cunt. That's my new catchphrase. Fuck my cunt. See, I do this, I go, fuck my cunt. So, that's reverse coke when you're out of body.
Okay.
So I think we can all agree there's only 2 types of people, right? There's only 2 types of people in this world, am I right? There's shadows made out of blood, and there's people bleeding numbers out of the left eye. And shadows made out of blood ruin it for everybody. Can't go to the movies. Shadows made out of blood eat the fiction right out of the screen. Turn it into shadow blood poop. You kidding? Shadows made out of blood brag about shit they're supposed to be doing. You know, like, hey, at least I control my gravity inside of the earth that I control where the Segway forests run. Yeah. So what?
Or like, hey, at least I'm not stuck inside of a lobster jacking off the reflection of myself in the lobster's meat. Shadows made out of blood! You're not supposed to be stuck in a lobster! Fuck that! You know, and then people bleed numbers out of the left eye. You know, like, I mean, your calculator grows a beard, your face falls off. Obviously. Shadows made out of blood try to give you your face back. People bleed numbers out of the left eye try to steal your face because it's so two-faced. You know? Running the White House, acting like polygons don't mean rectangles anymore. Because I was trapped inside of a purple triangle earlier. And you know, if you want a teeth sandwich, rip them out of a human. Eat it. That's a teeth sandwich. You go to a pet store and they don't have any snakes left, buy a ferret, cut its legs off. That's what you do. We live inside of noise, we live inside of sound. We live inside of what? Because when we try to have stripes go this way, you do too many of these things and the stripes go that way. I mean, you cut a guy's ear off, you communicate into it, and you communicate with aliens that communicate with the Vincent Van Gogh, and that's how the Vincent Van Gogh's happened that I talked to earlier that I told you about. You want to live inside of a pyramid, you can't do that anymore. All the tornado houses occupy the neighborhood. Now you go, oh, I want to live in a nice pyramid. You can't. It's too late. They're done. You know. You want to see something nice? Oh, look at this. Open up your third eyes. Look at this. Oh, I own all these colors around me, dude. Look at me. I own all these colors. You guys try to own these colors by making an infinite rainbow? You can't. They're mine. These colors are mine. You can't do it. I own all the colors. Now, all the colors that you can perceive, at least. Oh, what's in this? Let's see. This Diary of Anne Frank. Okay. Oh, I can't read that. It's full of boo-boo ghost banks. Because I have a tear duct right here that shits eggs, hatching myself crying, and if I were to stop being depressed, I would die. And along with that, you see all the tears go and rob a shape emporium. And what is it? You know, triangles, hexagons into these bags and run out. Then the teardrops run across the street. They see teardrop tattoos, their rival gang. And they realize that their getaway car was parked in an entirely different state, in a tree, and their car was made out of 100,000 cereal boxes. Whoops. And now that is being used as a suicide nest for the war between text messages and emails, shooting each other across the street. What? You think you know something? Listen. Listen to this Mother Nature shit. You see a baby on the ground is being eaten away by a bunch of black people, obviously, and it's next to a basketball. You read the braille on the basketball, what pops out of the baby? Boom, Mother Nature. Now, the grandfather asleep comes around and sees Mother Nature and tries to give her a drink. He puts the ultimate roofie in it, pure uncut sleep. And he gives it to Mother Nature, he's like, drink this. And then she makes a coffee tree grow and eats the coffee beans. She overcomes Mother Nature. I mean, grandfather asleep. And herself, because she secretly wanted to be date raped. So she overcomes all of these things. So she did it, but she didn't give in to a rape fantasy, you know. She didn't do it, you know. You know, and then you rape a prostitute, you get charged with shoplifting. That's called a blessing into disgust. Ooh, party for owl. What's a racial slur for birds in the Middle East? Owl head. Knock, knock! Cheryl. Cheryl Crow.
Yes.
What bird is best at construction? A crane? What bird is best at laundry? Any bird that's a female. What was the worst thing about 9/11 for birds? 2 less buildings to shit on and sit on.
Boo! It's Halloween! The Twin Towers coming to say, don't do that! What? Who's that? Oh, it's me, you, the Twin Towers! What, the Twin Towers are in my head? Yeah! How are the Twin Towers in my head? I'm the fallopian tubes coming out of your brains! The fallopian tubes are the two towers in my brain? Yeah! And then what happens? They get knocked over and they birth two hands coming out of your temples. Ooh! And then I get blinded by the two hands that are birthed by the twin temples of the fallopian tubes in my brain. And then I go, whoa, 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 don't do that. It's too many jets, it's too many sports. I see football versus soccer right now. And I put soccer in the toaster. Soccer wins football, and then I put soccer in the toaster. I pop it out. I try to make a grilled cheese taco soccer sandwich. And then all these people come, all these fans go, soccer, soccer, soccer. And then I'm eating soccer, and then they get mad as they see soccer blood run down my beard. And then I go, what? And they go, hey, you have a soccer blood beard. And I say, you can't judge me. And then they go to, parental guidance, parenthood, and like, we need to abort all the PG. And I'm like, I agree. Why would you have censorship, nigga? Because, why would you have censorship? That's an offensive word. You can't say that offensive word if you're in a PG place. So you have to go to the PG parental guidance abortion clinic, and you're reporting all of the, you go to protest, they're reporting PG-13, they're reporting rated R, they're reporting NC-17. Baby rape gets aborted. What else gets aborted? The fuck word gets aborted, and then you see the shitstorm. Make a shitstorm of shit being aborted. So what do you do then? You tell all of light and humanity, let's stop it. My stepfather died of cancer, the guy that raised me. Should we abort that? That's not PG-13. No, we should say, hey, stop telling us that the black lab can't sleep on the bed of the couch because she's shedding. Because once he started shedding, when he started shedding, my mother still let him sleep on the bed of the couch. She just said, well, you know what, cancer face, you sleep on the floor tonight. You're so skinny, everyone likes you. He was a vain little girl, but he's not. She's just dead, almost. And he was an asshole his whole life. He was an asshole his whole life. He was like hit by his parents, and he thinks that should be the thing, and he was just stupid and mean. And then when he was dying of cancer, he just turned nice. Because that's what you do when you die. You just go, hey, I can't be a dick when I die. That's true. If anyone ever sees a dying person that was shitty, that's what they do. Whoop, whoop. So I met a rich guy, and he said, oh, come over to my house, I'm a rich guy. And we're like, oh, really, you're rich? And he's like, yeah, come over to my house, I'm rich. So we come over, and he's like, this is my door, I'm rich, come in. And then we come in, and he's like, I'm rich! And then his eyeballs turn into money signs, I'm rich! And then there's this table full of money, and he shows us this. He's like, this is my table full of money. This is how I pay for everything. And then he invited girls from OkCupid over, and he's like, here's my table full of money, And then one girl came over, and she said, I like all your money, but you're too fat. So he used part of this table full of money to get liposuction. And when he got liposuction, all that came out of him was money. Then he busted open, because he was a safe for Chase Bank. Then he took off on railroad tracks because he was a train. I'm just kidding, he was a bus. Gotcha! You all like, oh, he was a train, I believe you.
He was a party bus.
No, he was actually a train. You're still tricked. That was the joke. You were made to believe he was a train. It was put in your train brain. I live in a tornado, and I do. It's a nice tornado in mid-city, and it's a beautiful tornado, made out of gold. $3,000 million.
Crenshaw.
It's Crenshaw. Well, it was in dollars. It was $3,000 worth of housing, which was 5.5 million Jews, and it's this tornado. And I was watching my favorite show called The Wacky Guy That Yells a Lot, and it's the episode where he steps on a verbal mine,
is a mime you can hear, but he's invisible.
Earthquake wind.
His son was an earthquake. That's why you couldn't ground him, because when you grounded him, everything opened up. Reality! And what busted out of his heart was a bunch of gargoyles. And then when gargoyles burst out, I'm like, this show's stupid. I go over to my window, my inflatable window, and it pops. And I think, damn inflatable windows. And then I realized I have a big speech to give in front of a bunch of rich people that night about my new product, inflatable windows. And I hire somebody to make sure, every time my calculator grows a beard, my face falls off, as we all know. And I hired this guy to shave my calculator every time I grew a beard. I went to go do this speech, and turns out he was a partier. It was like Weekend at Bernie's, but everyone else was dead except for him. He's a necro with attitude. And turns out he didn't shave my calculator's beard. My face fell off in front of a bunch of rich people. I was so embarrassed. I was part of the skeleton community, just talking about things like bragging about how to move or whatever. All right, and this is what I had to do in front of a bunch of rich people that accept their approvements. You know, they're from Malibu. They're from Malibu.
No, boo.
Boo. It's almost.
Does anybody know boo? Yeah! It's boo!
Hey, no, 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 no. Hey, what I don't wanna hey, what I am. Hey, what I don't wanna hey, what I am. 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 What I am. Hey, what I am. What I am now. Hey, what I am. Hey, what I weigh. What I weigh up. Hey, what I weigh. What I weigh. What I weigh up. Hey, what I weigh. What I weigh. What I weigh up. Hey. Harbor through the two towers. Hey, what a way, what a way, what a way. Hey, what a way, what a way, what a way. Hey, what a way, what a way, what a way. Hey, what a way. The horseshoes of humanity that's made into an ocean that you throw into the Orsett Nebula. If you can hit even close to it, when the electricity poofs up around the mushroom cloud of it and drops down, and it makes the conversation that these people are having in their front row, and it comes towards my vocal box, all that comes out is, hey, and then you get the bread and you put all of the souls on it before the. You know, it's like the vegan vampire soy blood little souls that you have the trolls. Not that just the internet trolls, and then the trolls that like try to harvest off from the hey, I wanna way, 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 hey, it's not just like a engine type of thing. It exists within all of us. You can feel the phoenix burning up our up from here, and it comes out of your ears, nostrils, and mouth. And when you really feel, you know when you're just a pair of eyes and you wake up and you go everywhere, you're just a pair of eyes and you're looking around, and they both separate and you see two different realities at once, and all you can think is, hey, what, hey, what, hey, you might want to do away with the psychedelic imagery, just like to go throw up. You're all a little too fat. There's vomit.
Okay!
You think you want to be a cool people monkey? You want to come to the cool people barbecue? You can't come to the cool people barbecue if you're a bunch You're rejected from Canada, you're rejected from the barbecue. You can't come around, you flip around, you do the 3 rock 1080. Alright. I'll just tell you this before I leave. Don't unplug it.
No. I swear to God.
Alright, you go to the werewolf, half warehouse, and you come out, and you see the snowman protesting snow cones, and then, you know, the store manager is making a lot of money on our Furbies and a bunch of other shit, but the biggest thing he makes money on is snow cones. So he hires a snow plower like a hitman to kill the snowman. He comes to kill the snowman, the snow plower, and he loves white flour. He wants to kill the snowman. And the snowman feels a little bit crazy because this snowman served in the Cold War, and he loves everything. And then the snowman sees the snow plower come, and he calls his friends up. He goes on the internet, on the winternet, to call upon a snowman brigade. And then the snowman bites him and gives him frostbite. And inside of that frostbite, we see the final epidermic, which is an epidemic, which is all just an epidermis of God's soul skin, you know.
Yeah, Jesus Cristo.
Coyote crystal,
Dame.
gusta, and the fish net. And you get that fish hooked to lines of coke.
Check your pocket.
Or lines of fish, or hooks. He's addicted to fish's lines and voodoo dolls.
Food.
You know, have you ever met a voodoo doll of yourself? That's called reality.
Yeah.
Look it up. Let me just tell you something about my wife. Something about my wife. I mean, you know, I go home to my wife and I'm like, where's my bowl full of lightning bolts covered in nightmare bacteria and fish beaks because I'm hungry? And she says, I was taking care of the kid all day. I was harvesting her vocal cords all day and I don't even get anything to eat? Come on! My wife is just like the dictionary's word bubble. You know, they both think they're too fat because all the dictionaries are on the internet now. So I went up to the dictionary's word bubble, I popped it, language went everywhere. I used the dictionary's word bubble as a parachute. It went the opposite way, up. And then I went to a planet where everyone's their own dad. You kidding?
You're kidding.
No, I'm not, actually.
You are.
No?
You're kidding.
And my dad drinks gasoline all the time because he thinks he's an airplane.
Who's your dad?
Then one day he just took off.
Your dad's a mermaid.
Knock, knock.
Yeah, your dad's a mermaid.
Trenton Willey's dad.
Trenton Willey?
Yeah, it's just my dad. And then he opens up the door and it's also Trenton Willey's dad.
Is he a cool
And he
dad?
goes, nah, not either. That ain't right. You tattooed me over you. And he goes, no, you're the one tattooing me over you. And he goes, no, not either. You're not the one tattooing me over you. I'm the one tattooing you over me. Ah, no, I'm not tattooing you over me. I'm normal. I read the newspaper. I stomp on bugs. I worship Jesus Christ. I'm getting married. And the other one goes, no, not either. I'm the normal one. I'm going to Jiffy Jew Burger. I'm going to Target. I'm going to the McDonald's inside of the Walmart. And he goes, no! I'm the normal one. I'm the fucking normal one!
Yeah!
No, you're not the normal one. I'm the normal one. You know why I'm the normal one? I'm going to work. I'm coming out of work. I'm driving my car. I come back driving in my car. I ignore the person that's pretending to yell. My cuckoo clock is not working, so I take the cuckoo bird out of the cuckoo clock.
and I give it to the mailman, and he sends it to the cuckoo bird factory, and he puts a new watch on my cuckoo bird, but I already put a new cuckoo bird jammed, so I get a rock and I kill 2 birds with 2 stones, and then I have to have a funeral for these 2 cuckoo birds. They don't know where the kid is. You're gonna vacuum your dirty mind with a vacuum cleaner. Then you gotta say, woof,
Woof,
woof.
woof. Because
The
I
last thing
woke
you're
up.
gonna, you know the last thing you're gonna say? The last thing you gotta say, after you meet a bulimic calendar and you travel back in time, and you see the pimp pimple tell you the despair of body parts being sold to your dirty ego. The last,
So, do you stand
the
like
last
that?
thing you hear after I drown Tuki is she is drunk enough to where she won't even know I'm drowning her.
Yeah, good Lord.
The propeller goes over her face.
Esto es la primera.
The propeller goes over her face. Realize how much kikes always complain about the Holocaust?
Oh, shit.
Sounds awesome to me, no fat chicks, stupid.
Ah,
And boom. Get ready? Eyebrows up, shoulders down.
Oh wait, before I leave, actually, what do you think about...
What is life without life?
Okay, so he's copying a show on television, Xavier and a Gay Angel. What doth life?
Wait.
Which is
doesn't
the
even
past
know
which creates the future.
He doesn't know that. That's interesting.
Really, do you not know?
He
Because
doesn't.
that's
He
like
has no
the
idea. I swear to God.
catchline. That's interesting. I thought he was...
No, it's
The
zero.
catchphrase... If he reacts from that...
So, if you react from that, there's a job
What are
fair.
you doing? What are you
Every
doing? What are you
Thursday.
doing? What are you doing?
Just
Holy shit.